How's it going, everybody? This is RBT, and as promised, here I am with my Alabama National Signing Day recap video. And first of all, I hope you guys all enjoyed my National Signing Day commit video or whatever. Put a lot of time and effort in that. Yeah, I recorded it a few days ago. It took me a long time to get everything done. I hope you all enjoyed it and thought it was kind of funny. If you haven't seen it yet, go to my channel and it'll be my featured video. And it's pretty cool. It's pretty funny. But I hope you enjoyed that. And anyways, I promised I would do this video, and I don't necessarily know what I'm going to talk about, but I'm just going to roll with the topic, just recapping National Signing Day for Alabama. And, I mean, coming into today, we had a few guys that would have been surprise commitments, but today we really got the commits that we pretty much knew that we were going to get, so it wasn't as much excitement. But we still finished with the #1 class for, what was it, the second straight year, and we finished top 2 in the last 4 or 5 years in recruiting, so we've always getting top recruiting classes, and that's you can't say enough about how Nick Saban and his staff can recruit players, not only in state but out of state, and now we're expanding all across the country. And the more we win, the better that's going to be, and that's only leads to better things. And I think it's the second straight year we signed the top 5 players in the state of Alabama, so that's also a good thing. Locking down the state, took advantage of Auburn's down year, and coming into the day, we missed out on Montravius Adams, who ended up committing to Auburn, and that was a big pickup for Auburn. And Eddie Vanderdoes, which I've been really wanting this guy, because this guy's very talented out of Southern California. He was committed to USC, decommitted, and we got him on a visit this past weekend. He seemed like he really loved it, and I've been following on TideSports.com. There was a poster that claims to know his family. Thought we had a good shot at it, so I thought he was going to be the biggest surprise of the day, and turns out that Notre Dame stole the thunder from us, because it would have been more exciting watching his announcement, but earlier Notre Dame accidentally added them on. They had a press release with other signed LOIs and commitments, and he was on there, so that stole his thunder, because the announcement was like an hour, 2 hours ago, and I was kind of disappointed we missed out on him. But I mean, we got D. Liner, which is what was expected. He decommitted from Auburn after the Gene Chizik firing, and I think he always really wanted to play for us. D. Liner, we got Reuben Foster on Monday. That was a huge get. Those are both the decommits from Auburn. We got A'Shawn Robinson, but we knew about this last week. He informed, I think it was last Thursday, he called the coaching staff and told them that he was going to decommit from Texas and go to Alabama. So we knew about him. And Alvin Kamara, we felt pretty confident about him, but he's in Georgia. We were scared he was going to go to Georgia. He's an in-state kid, so and definitely with the depth we have running back was a question. So he's probably the most suspenseful recruit today. But I was pretty confident we were going to get those 3 guys. I was hoping to get either one of Montravius Adams or Eddie Vanderdoes, and also Antonio Connor, the safety from Mississippi, who ended up committing to Ole Miss. I thought we were going to get him, and unfortunately we didn't. And then if we had a plan, I believe, going into this day, that if Andy Vanderdoes and Montravius Adams or Connor all didn't commit to us, there was the JUCO D tackle Reed was his last name. I think he ended up going to Florida, so we didn't get him either. So kind of disappointing to a point, but still, we had the #1 recruiting class. Awesome class. We actually broke the Rivals.com point record for best class. This is the best class point by points ever for Rivals.com, so that's a huge thing, and that would have just been that much better if we got any of those guys. So I think when you look at this class, the only thing that we didn't necessarily get as much of that we could have is D lineman. I'm sure probably a D tackle would have been the best to get, but I mean, still a good class, and there's not too much you can harp on. And like I said, Reuben Foster was a huge commit. Like everybody, I know his recruitment was an absolute circus, but still, this guy, he can get playing time right away. He's that talented. Sorry about that. I don't understand why people want to just completely count him out. People are saying that he's overrated. No, I saw this guy play up close. I've seen his film. This guy's a real deal linebacker, and expect him to be an All-American in three-year and done player here at Alabama, because he's very, very talented. If he can stay out of trouble, which I believe he needs structure in his life, and coming into Alabama, I believe is the best decision for him and his family moving forward. So he's going to be a good player for us, I believe. And I guess I can go through and talk about each recruit. And yeah, Jonathan Allen, the 5-star defensive end from Virginia. He's 6'3", 255. This dude's going to be an absolute beast. He could be the pass rusher that we've been looking for. He's very, very good. Anthony Everett, the athlete from New Jersey, 3-star, 6'1", 175 pounds. He's very fast, could help on special teams. Probably play a little bit of slot receiver. So Cooper Bateman, the quarterback from Utah, 6'3", 194-star. A very good quarterback. I was watching this film. He throws a very, very, very good deep ball. His footwork could use a little improvement, but I only got to see his junior film. His senior film was on there, so he might have improved his footwork. But from his junior film, he looked like he could throw the deep ball very, very well. So that's something I'm looking forward to. Leon Brown, the JUCO lineman out of Brooklyn, New York. He 6'6", 315 pounds. Probably play tackle and or maybe, I don't know, maybe even guard. And I believe this is the guy, one of those JUCOs that we always bring in. We either bring in 1 or 2 JUCOs a year, and usually they contribute right away. And I mean, we lose a few guys off the line, so this guy could definitely provide some instant relief for the offensive line. I mean, it's still going to be a good offensive line either way, but I think he has potential to play right away and be a very good one. Jonathan Cook, defensive back from Spanish Fort. He is 6'4", 185 pounds, 3-star. We actually didn't offer him until the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star game, but he's very, very good, and he really impressed the coaching staff and everybody during that All-Star weekend. And he got the offer, and I think he was committed to like Nebraska or something. I might be wrong, but he was committed not to Alabama or Auburn. It was kind of far away, and then he got the offer, so he jumped on it and committed. I think he's gonna be a good one. Raheem Falcons. He is some guy. He's an early enrollee. Raheem Falcons. He's a wide receiver from New Orleans. 6'4", 192 pounds, 4-star. And this guy, I believe, is somebody that everybody's sleeping on. He's very good. I'm not sure if you see him as an early contributor, but he's an early enrollee, and I think this guy is probably one of the most underrated players in this draft class. Reuben Foster, already talked about him. He's a linebacker out of Auburn, 6'2", 228 pounds, 5-star, as you all know. Robert Foster, I believe I just said that Raheem Falcons is a very good wide receiver, but Robert Foster, I think by far is the best outside threat in this recruiting class from Pennsylvania, 6'3", 170 pounds, 4-star. On just about every other recruiting website aside from Rivals, which I'm reading these off of, he's a 5-star. But he's a very good player, man. He possibly, I believe, could start right away, or at least get some playing time right away. He's very talented. I do know that he has some work to do in the classroom, so hopefully get all that settled away and be able to come in June. But anyways, he's very talented, and be looking to hear Robert Foster's name from Cooper Bateman or Alec Morris, whoever ends up playing quarterback after AJ leaves. And here we go. Derrick Henry, the big old running back from Yulee, Florida, 6'3", 243 pounds. He's a 4-star in here. I don't necessarily know why he's not a 5-star. The dude's just a freak. He's an absolute freak. He's the all-time rushing leader, high school rushing leader in the world ever. That's just an amazing statement right there. And I believe he's a new breed of running back, because some people believe just because of the size that he's going to be playing linebacker or something. No, man, this guy is an absolute stud. I mean, we have a great stable of running backs, but aside from Justin Fowler, we don't have that one big bruiser running back like we've had in the past with Richardson, Lacey, Ingram. I guess you could even fit in that category. And this is the guy, and he is going to be an absolute stud at running back. Brandon Hill, the lineman from Hargrave Military Academy, 6'6", 350 pounds, big guy. I think he actually committed last year or the year before when he had to go to prep school. Hence why he's from Hargrave, and he recommitted, and I believe he'll be a good guy to put add the depth of the line. Grant Hill, one of the best linemen in the state of Alabama. I think he's the #1 guard on in all the country. I could be wrong on that, but he's from Huntsville, 6'6", 315. I'm sorry, he is the 5th ranked offensive guard on here. He's the 5th ranked player in the state of Alabama. I was right about that. But he's from Huntsville. What did I say? He is 6'6", 315, 4-star. Big guy, big guard. I believe he'll be kind of reminds me of Anthony Steen. Very good guy, very good player. And O.J. Howard, he's the 5-star tight end from I don't know how to pronounce this. Atula Academy, Alabama, 6'6", 220. Sorry, he's 5-star. Dude is an absolute playmaker at the tight end position. Great hands. He's a great blocker. And we do have a great stable of tight ends. I'm not sure how immediate his play time will be, But I think the I'm trying to say the tight ends that we've had committed in the last classes, which have been very good tight ends, I believe they fit more of an H-back type role in our offense. I mean, not saying they won't play tight end at all, but OJ Howard, I believe, is a pure tight end. I don't believe you'll see him play the H-back role a lot, so that might help him get some playing time early. But I think he's just too talented to stay off the field. And I think we'll have a rotation of tight ends because we have a lot of good tight ends. I could just start naming like that. And Eddie Jackson, the guy that came on late, he is listed as a wide receiver from Lake Lauderdale Lakes, Florida, 6'1", 180 pounds, 3-star. But the only reason he's a 3-star is because I believe he played 1 year or 2 years of football, didn't go to any camps, nothing, and he just came out of nowhere after the season. They saw his film and he was just completely just wow. Everybody was. His film is absolutely amazing. The Alabama staff wants him at corner, and we are lacking some depth at corner, and he can be immediate fill right there. So Eddie Jackson, I believe, is who did I say? I think I said Raheem Falcons, but this guy, I believe, is right up there with the most underrated players in all of football, all the commits for this signing day. Kyron Jones, running back from Marietta, Georgia, 5'8", 185 pounds, kind of reminds me of D Hart, and he's just another running back that will be a very talented running back, and he's just one of those guys that will be fighting for playing time. And I believe that our coaching staff wouldn't take this many running backs without a plan. I mean, we know it'll be hard to get all these guys playing time. I think with all the commits, there'll be 8 scholarship running backs. And I believe every single one of these running backs are talented enough to get carries. And I believe they have some type of system in mind to get all these guys carries eventually, because they're all too talented to stay off the field. Walker Jones, the linebacker from Cordova, Tennessee, 6'3", 230, a 3-star, and he is Barrett Jones' brother. So that's pretty cool. And I believe, yeah, his brother Harrison. That's 2 brothers. I'll be the team. Harrison Jones, I believe he's a tight end or linebacker. I can't think. He's also on the team, so that's pretty cool to have the brothers there. He's a very good linebacker. He needs to add a little bit more bulk to him, though. Alvin Kamara, as I mentioned earlier, the guy that committed to Alabama today over Georgia, from North Cross, Georgia's 5'10", 192 pounds, 4-star, and he's kind of more of a shifty guy. Needs to add some bulk as well, so maybe a year or two, a redshirt year, and maybe another year to play behind the guys, add a little bulk. This guy can be very good, and I expect him to see him in crimson and white run the ball quite hard. And D-liner, like I talked about earlier, the defensive end from Muscle Shoals, Alabama, 6'2", 274. He's a 4-star, and he was ranked right up there as a 5-star. I think he dropped. He was top 10, then he went to top 20, and then he dropped to one of the lowest 5-stars. And in the last ratings, he dropped from like 20 something to 60. So it was a big drop, but this guy's still talented. He definitely has a very quick first step. He's one of the best defensive tackles in this draft. He can play end or tackle, really. I'm not sure if he's necessarily big enough to play tackle. He's 6'2", 274, so maybe if he's going to play tackle, he needs to add a little bit of weight. But I believe he can be the guy that can fill the pass rushing void that we've had in years past. We've not had that one lineman that really has been able to one-on-one pass rush, and I believe he's a guy that could do that. Cole Mazza, the lineman from Bakersfield, California, a 3-star, 6'1", 240. And like you see, he's a little bit undersized, but he's more of a center prospect, long snapper. I think he's like the #1 long snapper in the country, and he's also a center. So centers don't have to necessarily be that tall, but obviously he's a good center. I haven't really watched too much on him, but obviously he's a good center. And with Barrett Jones leaving, we need a guy that we know that's a good center and a long snapper, because Carson Tinker's gone. I didn't even think about that. And Parker McLeod, he is the quarterback out of Marietta, Georgia, 6'2", 189 pounds, 3-star. And I watched a little bit of film on him earlier today or yesterday, and he actually looked very good. His footwork, I believe, was actually better than Cooper Bateman. I mean, comparing the two films, Cooper Bateman definitely had the better arm, but that's not saying Parker McLeod didn't have better footwork. He probably made better decisions, and he looked very accurate. So I mean, I believe him and Cooper Bateman will go head on head. fighting for the starting job. I mean, it's not just them. We also have Luke Del Rio. He's not listed on the commitment list because he's going to be a walk-on, but he's a 3-star who had offers from Oklahoma State, etc. And he's a guy, he's very, very mature beyond his years. I mean, just seeing his statements, his interviews, he's a guy that could be a leader and definitely take hold of his offense whenever AJ leaves. So we're going to have a great quarterback battle whenever he leaves, because it's going to be, we have a bunch of really talented guys who will be fighting for the job. Darius Page, the 4-star defensive tackle out of Foley, Alabama, 6'3", 295 pounds. And this guy's going to be very good, but he has some work to do in the classroom as well. So hopefully he'll make it in. But this guy's very strong. My high school played him this year and got to see him play. And he definitely beat up on us a lot, but hopefully he can get his grades worked out. Ashawn Robinson, the defensive tackle out of Fort Worth, Texas, 6'5", 304 pounds, a 5-star, and he actually was the lowest rated 5-star. But like everybody says, stars don't mean everything. But he's still a 5-star. But he's very talented, a huge presence in the middle, and it's a big get definitely with losing out on Marcavius Adams and Eddie Vanderdoes. Marcavius, is that his name? Man, I just had a blank. But missing out on those two guys, this pickup was really big. It took a lot of work to pull this guy out of Texas. He's been a long time Texas commitment, and home visit from Nick Saban really somehow flipped him. And he's going to be a very talented player, and I'm not sure if he'll play right away, but this guy is somebody you'll definitely see in the field sooner or later. Maurice Smith, the defensive back from Sugar Land, Texas, 5'11", 174 pounds, a 4-star, and he committed not too long ago, a few weeks ago. But like I said, our depth in the our cornerback depth is not where it needs to be necessarily, and he just adds to that. A very talented corner. He needs to add a little bit of bulk. He's only 174, but I mean, more corners, more the merrier. Our Darius Stewart, the athlete, he played a little bit of quarterback, wide receiver, running back at Fultondale High School, Fultondale, Alabama, 6'1", 190 pounds. 4 stars, and this guy just has the knack to make people miss. He's very athletic. I didn't really get to think in his highlights. I don't have too many of his throws or any passing clips, but he ran the ball, scrambled very well. He just finds a way to. He creates running lanes, man. He just finds the open space and just very, very quick, very fast, very agile. Makes really good cuts. And I'm not sure what kind of role we can see this guy play, but he's definitely a guy you got to have in the field because he's very talented. Alti Tenpenny, the running back from Little Rock, Arkansas, who people believe he might be switching to Arkansas, but with the commitments of all the running backs lately going to Arkansas, I knew that he was going to stay with Alabama. I mean, I believe even without those commitments, he would have stuck. But he's a 4-star running back, 6 foot, 212. I mean, we have so many running backs coming up. Is that 4? Alti Tenpenny, Alvin Kamara, Tyron Jones, and yep, that's 4. And all these guys are absolutely amazing. I mean, it just shows how mature they are because they're not afraid to compete. Because they know coming to Alabama with all the running backs we already have, and with the incoming freshmen, that they're gonna have to be able to compete for a starting job. It's not gonna be handed to them. So all these guys are very talented, and Alti Tenpenny just fits in with that, and he's just a very talented running back. I believe he's how big was come on, never mind. But anyways, very talented. And last but not least, Tim Williams actually got a little bit under the radar. People really haven't been talking about him too much, but he's the defensive end from Baton Rouge. He's 6'4", 230, a 4-star, and this commitment came as a kind of surprise because everybody thought he was LSU bound, because nobody really gets great players out of Baton Rouge, especially in Louisiana. But a very good defensive lineman. I said that if we needed anything else in this draft, this draft class would be a few more linemen, or at least one more lineman, and he's somebody under the radar that people haven't really been talking about much, and he can definitely be a good player for us in the years to come. But anyways, that has been my dang, that lasted 20 minutes. That's been my Alabama National Signing Day recap. Hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Let me know what you thought about Signing Day in the comment section below. Have a great day, and I'll see you later.